Hi, everybody. Hi. And hi, Zach. I see you, the first one here. So shout out to you for always being the first one here and being on time. I hope you're enjoying Canada. I hope that it's serving you well. I've never been, so I don't really know what to expect. What part of Canada are you in? I would love to hear it. But yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. It has been a minute. It has been a minute since we have come here. I think the last time we had a live was May 15th, I think. It doesn't matter. We're here now. We're here today. And yeah, I just kind of want to talk to you all. Yay. Thanks for being here, Zach. Thank you. Yeah, I just kind of want to talk to you all today and let you know where I'm coming from, why there has been this break, I guess, or why there has been this kind of like, will she post today? Won't she? But before that, let me know how you all are doing today. As always, I always have this thing on the bottom, but either way, let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling, what's going on. How are you enjoying the cicadas? For all my cicada friends who are near cicadas, it's crazy. It's getting crazier apparently. And yeah, it's like a mad dash from the door to the car, but it's cool. You just feel so bad for them because they're just like, they can't see. They're just out here just trying to find a mate, make some babies, and, live their life. They keep getting squashed by cars and by feet and the birds are swooping in and killing them. Oh, yay. Timmins, Ontario. Nice. Nice. Well, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, thank you for being here, everybody. Yay. Yes. Glad to be inside from the heat and cicadas. Let me tell you, that heat today, it was a little much. It was a lot. It was a lot. But yeah, I'm glad to be in here with the air conditioning. Thank God for air conditioning. Oh, thank you, God, for air conditioning. AJ's road tripping. Hi, welcome. Thanks for being here. Yay. Okay. So I'm Alecia Renise. I'm a multi-passionate creative, and I'm here to encourage you to live the life of your dreams, the life of your dreams, to carry out your creative dreams, all those good things. And I want to help you to achieve those things. So that's my goal here. That's why I'm here. And yeah, I also want to share my journey. So yay. Thanks for being here. Yay. Picky Girl travels the world. Hi. Welcome. Welcome. Yes, it's hot. Yes, it is hot. And the heat is exhausting. Like, especially going from hot to cold, hot to cold, hot to cold over again. I get really, really tired. So I'm feeling kind of drained today. But anyway, let's get into the topic for today. I know usually I have like music set up and I usually play, and then we go into this whole discussion. But I kind of just want to get into the discussion today. To be honest, I'm not feeling the greatest. I got a tetanus shot today. And I don't know, I'm just feeling a little, my arm is tired and sore, and I'm just like, not feeling it today. But I do want to talk to you all. Zach says, in all honesty, in the middle of August in Rhode Island, there was so many cicadas and it just got really annoying. Yeah. But I understand what they need to do. Same. They are a nuisance, but they're harmless. So, and it's kind of cute. Like, I actually heard a cicada on my window making the song that they make. It was actually kind of beautiful. It's like, oh, this is so nice. And then they, fumble and tumble down the side of the wall because they're very clumsy. But yeah, so like I said, it's been a minute, but I'm happy that I'm here. I want to have more lives in the future, so I'm really excited about that because to me, it's just easier. I love connecting with you all, like talking to you all while you're here, instead of just talking to a camera and like hoping that people will engage with the video later on. But it's a lot of fun. So yeah, so I don't know if you've been seeing it, but I've been seeing a lot of content creators on YouTube talk about this idea that they don't dream of labor. I mean, that's usually like the title of their video. So I don't dream of labor. And so the whole point of these videos, and these are people like, Amanda Mariana, Lynette Adkins, this other woman who I don't know how to pronounce her name, Catherine, I don't know. But either way, they talk about this idea that so much of Western culture is wrapped up in labor, is wrapped up in work and like finding a dream job and building a dream career and all these different things, and how we kind of lose track of what our real dreams are, right? It's like, as soon as we talk about this all the time here, like as soon as you're in elementary school, it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? As if that is the sole goal of our life, is to create money and to create money for other people, right? You all saw the video, hopefully, that I posted earlier about how I don't think that hustle culture was made for Black women. I don't think it was made for Black people. I think that we need to opt out of this mindset, but it's really hard when you live in a culture where hustling and grinding is so like embedded into everything we do. Like everything has to be done to like the 10th degree. Everything has to be done full out and fast, and we end up burning ourselves out. We end up, falling and failing, not because we're not capable or not because we don't have the things that we need to succeed, but because we're exhausted, right? Because we're exhausted. Someone disliked the video. It's okay, Zach. It's okay. Yeah, someone disliked the Black girls. Sorry, hustle culture is not for Black women. If that's what you're talking about, yeah. And to that, fine, that's fine. I feel like anything that you label Blackness, anything that has like Blackness in it, like Black women or Black men or Black community, it's already kind of, to some people, it's kind of it creates like this visceral reaction in them, which is like, it's fine because I feel like Black people create a visceral reaction in people. It just is what it is. I think about the lady who founded Honey Pot, and it's a woman's feminine collection of products. And in her line, in her byline, she said, I created this product so that Black women or Black girls coming up after me will be inspired to create their own things. And why did she say that, right? When you look on the reviews for her products from women who never even tried the things, from women who never like patronized her business, a lot of white women, I'm be specific, they went to her products and they put thumbs down on her reviews, like 1 stars. They said, I don't understand. She's being reverse racist, which is like, that's not a thing. She has no power to be racist over anybody's. That's a whole other, it's frustrating. But I understand that being a Black woman is revolutionary, and that is going to cause some other people to, be upset. And I also understand that as a Black woman standing up for other Black women, some other Black women don't like that either. You know what I mean? Like I had someone leave a comment underneath the video, and she said, I don't know if she was a Black woman or not, but her comment was that I don't speak for all Black women, and I don't know, I don't speak for all Black women. My thoughts are my own. And I said, yeah, that's literally all I've been saying this whole video. And I could also tell that she didn't watch the whole thing, which is like, okay, girl. But at the same time, it's like, this idea of not working for your worth, this idea of opting out of struggling and hustling and grinding is very new and very controversial, because we live in a world that tells you if you choose not to hustle and grind, you're lazy. You're lazy. If you choose not to work yourself to death, you're lazy. Like hard work is worn as a badge of honor in this country. And so when you choose to be like, I actually don't care to work, I don't care to work hard, people are going to label you and see that, oh, you're just being lazy, whatever. You know what I mean? So I understand what comes with it. I knew it was going to be kind of controversial. I actually expected more hate than that, because me and my husband on our RV channel, on our Black RVers channel, we've got a lot of hate. I'm talking about Black issues in travel, Black issues in America, our Black experiences. So that one dislike, it didn't really hurt my feelings. I'm good. But yeah, it's just frustrating for sure. Yeah. Why would you dislike such a good video? And that's the thing, like, and I was just speaking honestly from my own experience and how exhausted I am, and the women that I see around me, we're all exhausted. We're all tired. A lot of Black people, period, are tired. And we've inherited exhaustion from our ancestors. And so we've never had a chance to really rest. And that's actually what I'm talking about today too. So this is perfect. But we've inherited exhaustion so much so that it's become normalized. Like we're so used to being exhausted, we don't realize that we're exhausted until like we get sick, until we get burnt out, until like, something fails, like until we're depressed or anxious, like whatever that is, right? We're always living life to the margins, like to the brim of our cup. And I feel like whenever you go against that idea or that grain, you're gonna get some traction. So, all in all, it's fine. Haters gonna hate. Y'all are funny. 1 John 4:20. Yes. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but yes. Oh yes, there you go. If anyone says I love God and hates his brother, he's a liar. The truth, okay? For he does not love his brother whom he has seen, cannot love God whom he has not seen. Yeah. I mean, this, like, and even I am a Christian, and yes, absolutely. Right. And so to me, it's even this idea of like social media and like content, I feel like it's given people this false reality that people care what they think, that somehow they're supposed to be swayed by them disliking videos or leaving hateful comments, and that I owe them a response, right? Or that people also assume that you're going to respond with hate back. And so for the woman who criticized the video, I was just like, you know what? If this does not resonate with you, as long as you're happy with your life, I'm happy for you. Like I have no hatred to give back, because I'm not full of hate. I'm not upset. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's understandable, because again, people are not used to Black women being unapologetically them and not cowering underneath this world system. And so when you choose to be like, actually, it's a no for me, it's gonna ruffle a few feathers. Picky Girl Travels the World says being an unapologetic Black woman is definitely revolutionary. Absolutely, it is. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Yes, yes. So like I was saying, they were talking about, I don't dream of labor, right? It's this idea that's been going around. And for a lot of people, they think that, like, I'm a millennial, so I'm just go here. A lot of people think that millennial women, or people in general, that we're lazy, we're entitled. What other words have been used to describe us? And even probably some Gen Z. And also I would say some Gen X too. And also, again, people in other generations who are like, something's not right. We're labeled as lazy, or, people who choose to travel, right? People who choose to live half of the year working and then travel the rest of the year. They're looked at as lazy or entitled. And I really feel like the thing is, we've realized that this system is crooked, it's wicked, it's exhausting. It takes everything from you and gives little to nothing back. You look at people who have literally broken their backs at their jobs, now struggling to pay their bills, retired. Why is that so? Why is that a thing? You see people opting out of this system that has treated their mother, their grandmother, their great grandmother, and all their aunties and cousins and whoever like trash. And so why is that so offensive to people? Why don't people get it? I don't understand. I don't understand why they don't get it. And for me, I'm realizing that low key, I've been playing into this game, even with my creative work, right? Even with my art. So earlier today, I wrote this in response to what people were saying about, I don't dream of labor. And like I said, there's this idea that there does not exist a dream job, because we should not dream of laboring. We should not dream of working. And to me, I'm just like, yes, that's literally what I've been trying to say for so long. But I felt crazy for saying that or feeling that way. So this is what I wrote in response to that. And I'm gonna read it to you all for my journal. So it says, there's revolution in my heart, but exhaustion in my body and my mind. I dream of sleeping in, eating colors, guiltless leisure, and shameless no's, giving generously without worry of what I get in return, unlocking music and joy and truth in myself and in others, nourishing meals, conversations freely shared, drinking tall glasses of sunlight, dancing to music and spaghetti straps and uncombed hair. And I'll get to that in a second. The sighs of the ocean welcoming me back, head wraps, locks, loose and bantus, fresh pressed juice and dewy skin, bow-legged, chunky, giggling, free brown babies who know no shame. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Who know no shame and expect love, justice, and safety. Sunday morning love, brunches with my chosen family, open roads, fertile lands, deep breaths, stillness without anxiety, contented sighs, joyful pacing, a home in my body, adventure in my heart, leisure without labor, diligent and heart-centered work and assignments that nourishes, energizes, impacts, inspires, and encourages. Okay, so that's what I wrote down, right? And because the question was, if I don't dream of labor, what do I dream of? Because if I'm just being completely honest, all I dream of is labor, right? And it's not labor as in like, oh, I need to get this job. It's not about, I need to make this, amount of money. It's really about me doing the work that I'm put here to do on this earth. And so even though it feels good to do these things, it's also very exhausting. It's also a lot of work. And the labor that I do is very emotional. It's creative work. So creative work, you can't do creative work without emotions. So it's very emotional. It's very heavy, but it's very rewarding. But nobody really wants to address how heavy creative work really is, right? How hard it is to be vulnerable all the time, to put videos out there and get it dislikes all the time, and having people leave hateful things underneath the work that you did on this earth all the time, right? Always having to have some sort of guard up. And again, being a Black woman, because I live in a Black woman's body, is exhausting. Like just this last week, there was this whole uproar about Black women in bonnets, right? Like just bonnets and like how that's like, it's unprofessional and, whatever word, tacky or ghetto, right? And so just watching people talk about those things, and you can feel how you want to feel about them. I think Black women wearing bonnets outside is revolutionary because it means she don't care about you. She's not out. How dare a Black woman go outside and not consider herself through a white person's gaze, through a male gaze, right? And be like, I'm just going to go get my eggs today, right? Everything we do is criticized. Everything we put out there is just either not Black enough, not woman enough, not, it's tacky, or it's, I don't know. It's just not enough. As a Black woman, you can never win, right? It's like, we don't like when y'all wear weaves. We don't like y'all with y'all natural hair. We don't like y'all with locks. And I feel like this is the Black experience altogether, but specifically for Black women, how we look, how we show up in the world is judged a lot more harshly, I feel like, than Black men. And so it's really exhausting, because as a person who is privileged, and privilege is not this nasty or scary word, but people who are more privileged than us Black folk don't really have to consider all the things we have to consider just to walk out the door in the morning, right? Like, how will I be perceived as a Black man? Like, do I look scary? Should I smile so I look approachable? Like, just these things that people don't have to consider. And even as Black women, my hair's not done, but I have to run to the store to go get food. You know, are people going to judge me and say that I'm ghetto? And what does ghetto even mean? Except like, but whatever, it's classist. That's a whole other discussion. But it's just really exhausting, and I'm really tired. Let's see. You all are talking, so I want to talk back. But one above all, hi, says Alecia Bernice, the artist, isn't the work a part of the journey, which makes you appreciate more the result? Yes, it is. The work is a part of the journey, but we have to understand that doing the work is depleting you. You need to do the work of replenishing yourself, because if you're not replenishing yourself, you're just going to be dry, tired, exhausted, sick. But yeah, the work is a part of the journey, but we want to also, I don't want to choose a journey that is hard. And I know that sounds crazy, again, because I feel like in Western culture, in America, maybe Europe, in some places in Europe, I feel like this idea of like working hard is like, again, a badge of honor, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I got to work hard. I'm going to get what I need. I'm going to do what I need to do to win. But the truth is, I've seen a lot of people work hard and not get what they deserve. I've seen a lot of people work hard and at the end of the day, be screwed over by their employer. Or like my mother has been working at her job for 20 something years now. She's been loyal. She has been hard working at her job, and they're letting her go like she wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? So I've seen how hard work doesn't necessarily always pay off. And as a person who gets to choose, you know, since I have the privilege to choose how I want to show up in the world with my creativity, I don't want to choose a road that is hard, because I want to choose a road that is joyful. And while I do believe that there will be harder parts, right? There will be hard parts in life for everybody. I don't want to believe that I have to suffer in order to experience joy. Like I said, leisure without labor. Like, why is it normalized here? Like, that you have to work hard for what? Like 40, 50 years. And then maybe if you live, then you can enjoy your life. Why is that normal? Why is it that other places in the world have things like a siesta, right? Their work-life balance is totally different, because in America, where slavery is the foundation of this country, you are what you create. You are what you make. You are how much money you make, or how much someone deems you as worthy or as profitable. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, because I really feel like this slavery mindset is really the undoing of us. Like this, and we don't even realize it. Again, this need to look the best, this need to, oh, I have 10 degrees and you have like, but at the end of the day, you're still a Black person. So even this bonding conversation, going back to the bonding conversation, right? It's like, you think that because you show up in the world better, because, you know, you have all these degrees and you're well-spoken, and, you know, you have all these accolades and all this other stuff, that you'll be treated as a better kind of Black person here in this world. And that's not true. You know, we just saw a man in a uniform, right? I think he was in the army, right? Get pepper sprayed at the gas station. Is he not honorable? Is he not doing everything that he was supposed to be doing? Was he not complying? And they still treated him like dirt. And so to me, it's just like, I don't want to set myself up for just another reason to be exhausted, including in my work. I hope that makes sense. I know I'm all over the place, but Zach says, when we go to the afterlife, we don't take the belongings. Exactly. So you working 60 plus years for what? Like, for what? When I leave this earth, Lord willing, I will leave full of memories and experiences. And maybe those things won't be necessarily tied to money. You know what I mean? But I'll have a full life. And I think that's my goal, right? Oh, peculiar glow. Hi, welcome. Praise the Lord, the person removed the dislike. Oh, well, yay. That's very nice of them. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sailor Girl 05. It makes me wonder how tired my grandmother, born in 1921, must have been. She dressed to the nines to go shopping, complete with gloves. Listen, like, yes, they were fly back then, okay? They look good, right? But at the end of the day, were they still tired? Were they still oppressed? Were they still, and I'm not saying that was for nothing, right? I'm not saying that we should disregard all the work that our ancestors put in for us. But at the end of the day, when you talk in respectability politics, it's like, yes, y'all look very good in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s and the 30s and the 20s, right? But at the end of the day, they were still oppressing us. They were still killing us. They were still robbing us and burning down our homes and our towns. And looking nice had nothing to do with it. It's just this inherent hatred towards our people. So you talk about people today, one, like they're less than you because they choose to wear a bonnet outside their house because they want to protect their hair or because they don't want cicadas in their hair. My husband literally saw two girls at a restaurant we went to get to go food, and they came out their heads with bonnets, and I was like, yes, like they came out their car. And my husband in the restaurant was like, nice bonnets, right? Because he knows what's going on. Like, Black woman, I see you. You're tired. It's a pandemic. The cicadas are out here going crazy. You know what I mean? And you don't owe the world your hair. You don't owe the world your hairstyle. You know what I'm saying? So he said that to them, and they were like, yeah, we're wearing this so the cicadas don't get in our hair. So that's the first other use I heard of those bonnets. But I was like, that makes sense to me. I would do the same thing. I don't have no hair, so I don't really have to worry about that right now. But yeah, I probably would have my hair wrapped up too. But yeah, this constant like acting and this constant, it's really an act that we're all putting on, because at the end of the day, we want to go outside. The fact of the matter is the girl in the bonnet is more free than you are. You who's criticizing her, you who's saying that she's ghetto trash, she's more free than you are because she don't care what you think. She's not interested in what you think. You're worried. You think that she should care what you think. You know what I'm saying? And it's that whole thing. So, anywho, yes. Picky girl travels the world. Retirement as the goal is a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. And it's the greatest scam there is. Well, one of the greatest scam there is. It really is. Like, and you see so many of our elders being screwed over by their retirement and their 401ks that really depend on the stock market. It's like, what? Like, why are we so much trust? I don't understand. But I mean, I understand because that's what's been told to us. I don't want to say that because I'm insulting. I understand where it comes from. But I feel like at this point, I understand what the truth is. We can, one, live out the truth with us, but also share it with other people. Share with other people. And so for people, I hope I'm still alive. This is weird. But anyway, with those same people, it's really hard to sometimes let go of what they know to be true, what they know to be reliable, because that's how it's been done. I mean, look at us. Like, I'm a millennial, right? I was told you go to school, get a good government job, and then you retire, right? And then I graduated in 2008, and in 2009, the market crashed, right? So there goes the good government job. There goes everyone's like housing, everyone's security went out the drain just like that. And so to me, it's like seeing that with my own eyes. Oh, it's still working. It's still not working. I hope y'all can hear me. But if you can hear me, please let me know. And if not, I will go back. Okay, it says back on. Okay, so what I was saying was I was told in high school, or really before that, go to college, get a good job, a good government job, retire, right? And so I graduated in 2008, and in 2009, the market crashed. And so for a lot of people, okay, cool. Thank y'all. I don't know what's going on. I'm like plugged into the thing. It's not Wi-Fi, but whatever. I appreciate that. But yes, so we were told to hold on to this dream that our parents had. And for our parents, it made sense, right? My mom graduated high school in the 70s. So in the 70s is very different than 2008. And in 2008, I graduated, 2009, the market crashed and everything just went to trash, right? Everything was just like, oh my God, all these dreams, everything my mom promised me. And also college has inflated way more since then. That's a whole other discussion. But either way, like the dream that was promised to us was not given. We put in the time, we put in the work effort. And what do I have to show for it except debt? Welcome. And maybe the income that I make could be minimum wage, if possible. My degree, number one, is in a human services job. So there's no money in human services. If you're in it for the money, you don't have to go to college for that. Just don't do it because you're going to get stuck. But yes, this whole idea of like, you put in your time, you're loyal to this company, you're loyal to this program or whatever, and you'll end up well, is not the truth. And so a lot of people, like Picky Girl Travels the World, follow her, please. A lot of people are just like, it's a no. Like, it's a no for me. I'm bye. Like this country, this situation I'm in is not it. Or even they stay here and they create like their own world. Some people, like me and my husband at some point, moved into our RV because forget that. I'd rather pay for the RV monthly than my apartment, see some world, have some fun, have some more margin in my life so that I can have more fun with my money and be happy and be happy. Hope that makes sense. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I literally wrote down notes and I'm literally not like looking at them at all, but we're on point. So I'm happy. Zach, God didn't put us on earth to go to school from the age of 4 to 18. Hello. Just to work at a boring job until you're 65. And God bless if you retire at 65 to then go out and spend your life how you choose. Exactly. And what is the life expectancy? And, you know, Lord willing, I'm going to live to 120, but even still, like, I want to have fun now, today, like not when I retire or when someone says I can. And even this whole like picky girl travels the world, when you said retirement is a scam, working is a scam. You're trading in 40 hours a week, right? And really, whatever the math is on that, I can't think of that right now. 1,600 hours a week. Hours a month, sorry. And then you're working for 50 weeks and you only get 2 weeks out of that whole year to have some fun. Maybe if you acquire enough days, if you're not sick. I had this job where I had to acquire my sick days. God forbid I got the flu or a cold, or if my stomach was upset, because that's what the human body does. It gets sick sometimes. I had to trade in my sick days for my vacation days. So I never had days. I never had paid days off, like never. And working there was very stressful. So I was always getting sick. So that's another thing. Like the environment was stressful. It was a joke. And at that moment, I realized I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. Like this is trash. And the pay wasn't even that great. So it was like, it was a Catholic hospital. And so like the pay for me was not the greatest. But yeah, I was just trading all of my time to be stressed out by this micromanaging boss, to really have no free time of my own to do anything that I wanted to do. It was just draining. And I was like, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. And for people that like, you have to work a 9 to 5, that's high. Why do I have to work a 9 to 5? Why? Can someone explain? Explain to me, please. But I feel like that's what's pushed because they want to create workers. The reason why you're in school from 4 to 18, they're training you to work for somebody else. You're in school for what, like 7-8 hours? You get like an hour break, if that, for lunch. I think I got like 30 minutes, 30 minutes at Largo. Somebody from Largo, correct me if I'm wrong, but 30 minutes for lunch. You have like 5 minutes to get from one class to the other. They're training you on how to like not think for yourself and how to really just behave as a worker. It's all a scam. It's all a scam. Yes. Sailor Girl 05 says she died at 58 and my grandfather died at work. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And that's so young. That is so young. And I'm really sorry to hear about your grandfather too. I'm so sorry. Yes. Hi, welcome. But yes, sorry, y'all, about the Wi-Fi. Zach says my school doesn't have lunch due to COVID. Okay. I mean, I can understand that, but still, like, lunch is not long enough. Lunch is usually like the social hour. And then during the day, they're like, don't talk to nobody, don't pass no notes in class, don't freely think. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to ask to use the bathroom. They're training you how to be a worker. College is the same thing. College is the same exact thing. Yes. Okay. Picky Girl Travels the World. Thank you. A former public school teacher. Thank you. As a former public school teacher, I can testify that the system is modeled after creating factory workers. Yes. Yes. Like, and so when you're in school, you don't realize it, right? You're just like, oh, this is just normal. And now I look back on that and I'm like, actually, why are we telling 7-year-olds to stop fidgeting in class? They're 7. They're 7. Of course they're going to fidget in class. Of course they're going to want to run around crazy. And they're given like 45 minutes to an hour for recess. That's not enough playtime for kids. And play is how kids learn the best. Like, that's how they learn the best. But like, don't be creative. Don't, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. But yes, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Wingwell 500. Yes, fellow Largonian. 30 minutes sound about right since we had 4 lunch periods. Yes. Okay. So within 2 hours, we had to have 4 lunch periods for everybody at Largo High School. So in 30 minutes, we had to get our food, sit down and eat, converse, and have as much fun as we could with our friends when we saw them, if we saw them at the lunch counter or lunch table that we were at, and then go right back to class. Right. And so then in class, after you're eating, first of all, the food was not healthy. That's a whole other conversation. After you eat, you're sluggish. Like, you don't want to be, you're kind of just like, well, I just had a great time with my friends. I don't really want to be here. And then you have like behavioral issues. And it's like, of course you have, even if they're 18, right? Like, you still need time to really this is like the sign for like American Sign Language. It's a sign for like interact with other people, like socialize, you know what I mean? Chat it up. Like, we needed more time for that, but they didn't give us that much time because they're training us to work. Because when you go to work, you clock in, don't, do anything extra. You got to act like this on the job. Like, yeah. So that rant, that rant into this. So I read you all my response to this, and like what I dream of is the work that I want to do in the world, but it's really about impact. And it's really about creating rest for other Black women, other creative Black women, and other creative Black people. And it's really about freedom, right? And I understand that with work comes that, or I should say, in order to get that, I need to work for it. And I'm trying to even pick my language correctly, because I don't want to say that I have to labor in order to experience these things or to share these things with other people. But at the same time, the work that I want to do, I want it to be impactful and meaningful, not just busy work, just for the sake of being busy, to cross things off my checklist. I'm not interested in being busy. I'm interested in being impactful and precise and really, I guess, what is the word I'm looking for? English is hard. Look, I really just want to do the work that really matters, if that makes sense. Not saying that the other work doesn't, but like, I know some stuff is really extra and just fluff for me. And so I'm really just like reworking that whole thing, rethinking like, what does work look like, right? And not labor and hard work, right? But really about doing the work that matters and impacts other people. And so I dream of, like I said before in my last live, I dream of creating a land where other people, other artists can come and sleep and create and eat and not have to worry about paying for anything, right? But I know that to do that, it takes money. And so in order to get money for these things, I have to do the work necessary for that goal. And so what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to make sure that the work that I'm doing is actually necessary for what I am doing and for what I want to happen. And I also have to make sure I'm taking care of myself. I am one person. I am one woman. I have so many dreams in my heart. Like the opening line to what I wrote about I don't dream of labor is there's revolution in my heart, but exhaustion in my body and my mind. And if I'm exhausted, I can't bring forth revolution. If I'm exhausted, I can't make the change that I want to make in a healthy way anyway, right? If I'm exhausted, I would be a hypocrite because I'm telling other people, I want you to rest. I want you to chill. I want you to create from a full spirit and a full soul, right? But if I'm exhausted, I can't do that. I can't do any of that. And so I really have to listen to my body when my body is telling me, girl, you need to go to sleep. You need to stop working. And so this brings me to my next point, which is the fact that I am burned out. I am burnt out. I love creating. But like I said, talking about that process, creating is depleting. You know what I mean? It is nourishing, but when you're putting your creative work on display, when you are creating for other people, when you are doing a lot, I'm just doing a lot. You get exhausted. And so if you're not giving yourself the right nourishment and time to rest, you will die. I'm not joking. Like I laugh because uncomfortable laughter, but you will die. If you don't rest enough, you will die. Like your body will rest for you. Okay. Like you'll get sick, you might just get on pause, but you really have to make sure that taking care of your body. And I really just have not been listening to the signals. A couple of weeks ago, my husband booked me a hotel room for 2 nights. Shout out to you, baby. Thank you. And he told me, don't do anything. Go to the hotel room. Don't do anything. Right. And when I tell you that was hard, that was difficult. Okay. That was difficult to just sit in the room, not read, not journal about what I want to do when I leave here, not use it as a place to really come up with new content ideas. When I was just sitting in that room, I had a moment where I sat in the window of our hotel, of the hotel or my hotel that he got for me. And I just sat there with the window open, listening to the cicadas, and the sun was just on my legs. And that was the longest, 30 minutes I have ever spent not doing anything, not scrolling, not looking at anything, not taking in content, not journaling, not dreaming of what I want to do, just sitting there, not doing anything. And I was like, this is nice. This is nice, but it was really hard to get there in the first place, right? And without feeling guilty. And again, I feel like it all goes back to feeling like everything we do has to be productive. Everything we do has to have some sort of outcome, and not really understanding that we're people and human beings. And so, everybody hears this phrase human doings versus human beings. When are we ever able to just be? When are we ever able to just be without guilt, without shame, without having to over-explain yourself, without having to say, even taking a break from creating content, sorry guys, it's been so long. I'm so sorry. And I feel bad because I don't want people to not be in the loop, but I also want to be like, girl, it's okay. They will understand. And if they don't, you still got to take care of you. You know what I mean? Sailor Girl 05 says, I started working in 73. In 2023 at 65, I would earn 70% of my... Okay, wait. In 2023, I would earn 70% of my Social Security benefit. Presently, one has to retire at age 70 to get 100% of Social Security. I didn't even know that. Are you kidding me? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. This is a trap. It's a trap. Like, this is a trap. You have to be 70 to receive 100% of your benefits. And 73 to 20, that's 50 years. That's 50 years. That's a long time. My hat goes off to you. Like, my hat goes off to you. You've been working while we do lives and create music and stuff. And I just want to send you some love and some rest and some, I hope that what you're doing at least is bringing you joy. Yeah, that's my prayer for you. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, that's crazy. That's okay. I'm so sorry. That makes me mad. That actually makes me upset. That makes me upset. Yeah. And okay. Yes. And so to me, it's just showing even more of the ways of this world that is just very crooked. It's very crooked and wicked. The system used you for everything you got, and then here, take your little retirement fund. After I was loyal to y'all for years, at this point, 50 years, girl. Zach says my parents work for the United States government, and their pay is way too overwhelming. Yeah, like, I mean, some people like working for the government, some people don't. It's, I don't think that I'm cut to work for the government just because I'm just like, the government, but also like, I don't like the idea of like clocking into like a government place. And I mean, what is a government place? That's debatable, but yeah, that's a lot. And do you mean overwhelming, like they don't get paid enough, or do you think that they get paid a lot? I would love to know. But yes, so yes, I love creating, but when your worth is attached to what you create, it weighs on you heavy. And I feel like what I've been doing is like attaching my worth to my creative work, attaching my worth to, how many people like this thing, or how much money did I make from this thing? Or, can I eat off of this thing? Or will people like this thing? And I feel like it kind of loses the zest of just creating for the sake of creating. And it's almost like we don't know how to do that because everything that people are telling you to monetize everything that you do, right? And I'm learning how to draw boundaries in my own creative work where this thing is just for me. This thing just feels good. I'm just going to make it, even if other people don't like it, even if I choose to share it, right? Or if I don't choose to share it. But some stuff is for my creative work for other people. And it's really important to draw that line between what is nourishing for you and what is nourishing for other people, because what is nourishing for other people can be very depleting to you, if that makes sense. So again, money, promoting things, creating a thing, designing it and hoping that other people like it, right? Making sure that it gets out to the right people. All that stuff is a lot of work. And making a living as an artist, even though it sounds glamorous and it's amazing, it is fun. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And so I had a lot going on. So just for people who don't know, for my podcast, Black Girl Creative, I do 3 episodes a week. I do at least 2 episodes a week for my YouTube channel. What else I do? I write, I create music. You can't really see. There's a studio right here. Just imagine the studio here. I make music. I'm working on an EP now. I hope to share that with you all soon. I have a group for Black women creatives. And I've, taken a break from that for a little bit, just for the past couple of weeks. I launched a course recently. I launched a program. And all that I'm trying to live. And so I realized that I kind of bit off a lot more than I can chew. Not that I can't do these things, but I think that I did too much with each thing. And so I'm really going to have to rethink my content. I love I love this because it's like, okay, I write down a couple of notes and I get to interact with people, right? But with creating content, editing it, putting it up, like with podcasts and stuff like that, it's like three episodes a week. Even though I want to do it, I love doing it. I hate by the time I get to Saturday that I'm exhausted. I hate that, when I spend time with my husband, I'm thinking about my work. You know what I mean? And the whole point of me working for myself wasn't to make a job out of what I'm doing. The whole point was to create freedom. And my freedom in turn started to become bondage. And so now I've been like really burnt out lately because I was bound by my creative work. I hope what I'm saying is making sense to you all. So I've been tired for a long time. I've been tired since before my husband put me in the hotel. I've been tired all week. And so then I start feeling depressed because I'm like, I don't have the energy to create a video today. And, what are people going to think? Like, I feel like I'm letting people down. Like, I haven't posted a podcast episode last week, and it's like, I just need to take a break, take a sabbatical. So Big Girl travels the world. is here, and other people like Stephanie Perry. Oh my gosh, what can I think? Sheeta's on the Loose. Sheeta's on the Loose. These women, like, they're all about taking a sabbatical, living life on their own terms. Like, and what I've seen from them is so encouraging and inspiring, because it's like, yo, these are unapologetic women about, like, who are clear about not wanting to work hard, who are clear about creating a life intentionally, who are clear about their worth not being attached to the work that they do, or, you know, what money they make and things like that, and really creating a life that is sustainable for them. And so, like, being around them really is giving me permission to take a sabbatical myself, right? So I wanted to create this video because I wanted to let you all know what's going on, because I know that I haven't posted recently a lot, but I've been posting stuff, you know what I mean? And I'll still be posting stuff, but I think, so my husband recommended that I feel like I'm like putting all this on my husband, right? But my husband recommended that I take a break. Like, he's like, you just need to take like a month off. Like, just take a month off. And honestly, the first response was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. Like, so many people I'm going to let down. So many people are going to, you know, feel, and all these things are about other people, not about what I need, not about what I want. It's really about showing up for other people, not being judged by other people. But really, I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want to have to do anything. I want to do things properly. And what does properly mean? To me, properly means with my whole heart, without being exhausted at the end. I don't think that we should work until exhaustion. I don't think we should. I think we should work until we did enough. Like, that's enough for today. That's cool. You know what I mean? To walk away from that and be able to come back tomorrow without being exhausted, burnt out, or tired, and be able to work from there, right? From a full well. And so in order to work from a full well, I have to really replenish myself. So, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to get to. Zach says, well, there's business side and there's tactical side. Okay. I mean, way too much. This house is massive, but I don't want to flex. You're not flexing. It's all good. It's all good. Please flex. It's nice to live well. But I like to give away my money when I see a homeless person on the side of the road. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the reason why we have wealth is to be able to give to other people. I don't think we're supposed to hoard wealth, you know? So I feel like that's a great thing that you do. That's awesome. Nothing's wrong with having a lot. Nothing's wrong with being well, right? Nothing's wrong with living well and not worrying about money. You know, I feel like we all kind of worry about money, but you know what I mean? Nothing's wrong with that. I just feel like it's important that we also use our wealth and our privilege for other people, and you're doing that. So that's wonderful. You don't have to apologize for that ever, ever. Sailor Girl says, what do you and Miles think about us boomers making the sacrifice to create generational wealth for our 40-something children and 20-something grandkids? Okay, what do I think about y'all making the sacrifices? I'm honored. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have nothing bad to say about that at all. And that's why I want to be clear, right? Like, I don't want to say that we're better than you all, because we're not. The only reason why we can thrive the way we're thriving is because of you all. Literally, like, we couldn't make it without you. You all couldn't make it before with the generation that came before them, you know, before you all, and so forth, right? Like, we're all standing on the shoulders of our ancestors and the people who are alive today. So yeah, like, we would not have the generational wealth or the opportunities or even the boost that we have in our own lives without the people who came before us, whether they were our parents, our grandparents, you know, community members, whoever they are. Like, and I really feel like just like my kids, I want them to be in a better situation than I am. Like, I don't want them to have student loan debt. I don't want them to struggle like I struggle. Like, and I hope that they would appreciate the sacrifices that me and my husband would make for them and our grandkids and so on, right? But I would want that to be continued. But yes, like, I can't say nothing bad about that. I don't. People like to be okay boomer, or like, you know, be real disrespectful. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way. I feel like it's disrespectful. And you millennial, Gen X, you know, Gen Z, whatever, you would have nothing without those people. So yeah, y'all paved the way. Y'all the goats. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I love that. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that you feel the respect radiating from me to you. Even though I know a lot of times boomers get disrespected a lot. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think that should be the case. Picky Girl travels the world. Yes, ma'am. Life on your own terms is what matters most. Yes, absolutely. Because what's the point? What's the point of living a life that it's like prison? What is the point? And you know, what's the point? And also, like, life on your own terms, just so y'all know, doesn't have to look like everybody else's life. If you don't want to travel, don't travel. If you want to travel, travel, right? If you want to work a 9 to 5 and that makes you happy, do that, but make sure it's on your terms. Make sure it's your decision, not because you feel like you have to do it. You know what I mean? So, Wayne Wolf says, never forget you have to take care of yourself first. Yes, I agree. I'm trying not to forget that because it's easy to. It's easy to. It's almost like you know it in theory, but when it comes to actually doing the work to do it, it's hard. It's so hard because my heart really is for people, but I know that I can't do everything, and I know that if I'm not taken care of, because everything I do is so attached to my heart. I know that I can't serve other people well if I'm not well. You know what I mean? So that is a great reminder. Zach says, if we want to flex, I can get really in it, but I don't want to because I feel bad for someone that doesn't have the same. I mean, no, yeah. You know what I mean? Yes, be mindful of other people. If you're not doing it in like a bragging way, a braggadocious way, whatever, it's fine. Writing Maya says, I think particularly for Black folks, we're constantly having to adjust and relearn things to continue the generational wealth. This. What was good for our grandparents changed to our parents and then to us. That is real. I didn't even think about that, but that is so true. I do feel like for us Black folks in this country, generational wealth is very rare. That's the first thing. And I feel like when it does come, the rules do change because they move the goalposts, right? They move or they change something in the law where now you have to pay extra on your land taxes, or now like something. You know what I'm saying? Something happens to make you mess up. You know what I mean? Like, or mess up, or like lose your inherited wealth or whatever it is. And I do feel like we really have to take that into consideration. Our story and journey is not the same as everybody else's. It's not one. And I'm just gonna say this for folks, especially descendants of slaves. We came out of slavery with nothing, like absolutely nothing. So we were already hundreds of years behind people who were building wealth, right? And so we think that we're supposed to be on the same page as the people who had us in captivity. It's just not going to happen, right? It's like not without a revolutionary something. And I'm going to keep my, strong opinions to myself because this is YouTube and Facebook, but still, like, it's not going to happen without a gutting out of a lot of things that were made to keep us oppressed and down and behind. And so a lot of people, instead of fighting for that, they're just opting for a better life, opting for a life outside of the American dream. Because me and my husband did a video about the American dream and how it's a lie, how the American dream is a lie for white people. And it's also a lie for Black people. Like, we're told what to want. We're told what to strive for. We're told not to think for ourselves. And when we really check in with ourselves, what do you really want? What do you really want? Right? Like, even with art, with music, do I really want to be famous, or do I really want my art to be able to make a living for myself? Like, that could be like 30,000, that could be 80,000. Like, what is it? Right? And then do I want my art to make an impact? I get to determine, like I talked about today, right? Was that today? About what success means to you. And so this idea of the American dream, low-key, is bondage. You got a mortgage for 40 years. Is that the American dream? Like, working to live in a house that you can't even make a home because you're not there enough to decorate it or to have friends over. You know what I mean? Like, really rethinking what our goals are, I feel like is really important because we're not really taught to think for ourselves. We're not taught to check in and be like, do I really want that? Or the clothes that people tell us to wear. I remember being in elementary school, and I thank God, low key, that we could not afford, the fancy stuff, right? The name brand stuff. And I was teased for it, and that's okay. Y'all teased me for Champion, and now Champion is expensive. Okay. So I was a trendsetter, but no, like back in the day, I got teased because I shopped at thrift stores, because what was wrong with that? And now, because I have no tie to these name brands, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know Gucci and like the famous ones, but beyond that, I couldn't tell you what these name brands are. I couldn't care less. And half the stuff I think looks ugly anyway, but I feel like a lot of people want to wear it just because it's in, and do what you want to do, right? If you can afford it, do what you want to do. But I really feel like we really have to question, why does everybody want to wear the same brand? Like, why does everybody want the same pair of shoes? Why does everybody want the same jacket or t-shirt? Why are we willing to kill other people for this stuff? Because somebody is telling us what to want. Someone is telling us what to buy. You know what I mean? And I really love that a lot of people are just like, I'm not interested. I don't care. I don't care to upkeep these shoes. I don't care to, like, my husband has a pair of Jordans, and we were in the mall and somebody said, oh, let me clean those for you. And my husband was like, I don't care about that. They're shoes. They're supposed to get dirty. Like, I'll buy another pair when I need them. And again, if you're a shoe fanatic, hats off to you. And that's fine. I'm not judging you, right? Because we all have our things. I have things about like notebooks and pens. Like, that's my thing. And so like, if you're really into the culture, be about that, but really question, like, do you really like it? Do you really want it? Like I said, there are shoe connoisseurs out there, and I'm like, go off, right? But do you really want it, or is somebody telling you to like it or do it? You know what I mean? So hope that makes sense. It was a long rant. But Sailor Girl 05 says, I do feel the respect. Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Thank you. Crystal, that's so handy. I'm making peace a necessity right now. Yes. And right now that includes not working. I'm grateful that God is keeping us. Yes. I don't have to hustle, and I don't have hustle, excuse me, in me right now. And that's okay. Yes. And I thank God you can rest right now too. I thank God you can, because there are some people who can't do it. You know what I mean? And my hat goes off to them again. My heart goes out to them. Like, they're doing what they have to do to survive. You know what I mean? And I hope that we can all eventually get to a place, which is why I want to do the work that I want to do, because I want to see my people liberated. I want to see my people making choices that fit their ideals. And so the fact that you're able to do that, I'm happy that you're able to do that. I really am. I'm writing my smile says, super grateful for the opportunities and choices we can make because of our parents, grands, and ancestors. Yes. And choosing to take those opportunities isn't out of disrespect, but because we can choose. And that's the point, right? We now have the privilege to choose, right? Like, and this is exactly why I talk about hustle and grind culture. Our ancestors who were enslaved, for those of you who have ancestors who were enslaved, didn't have an option not to hustle and grind. You see what I'm saying? So like, me being anti-hustle and grind is not a diss to them. It's honestly an honor of them because of all the hustling and grinding that they did, right? You see what I'm saying? And so somebody tweeted something recently, and it went along right with what we talk about. And they said, your ancestors' wildest dream was to take a nap. And when I read that, I just wanted to cry, because it's like, it wasn't a fancy house. It wasn't a fancy car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't to be on a yacht in the middle of the ocean. It was to take a nap, to be able to rest when they wanted to rest. And so because they could not rest when they wanted to rest, I will rest. I will listen to my body. I will honor my body. The DNA that flows through, the DNA that makes me up contains my ancestors. And so it's almost as if me resting is honoring them, is respecting them, and doing what they could not do. Because a lot of us as Black folk in this country, we inherit exhaustion. English again. We inherit exhaustion from our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, because they had to do what they had to do. They didn't have a choice. And now we're exhausted because we choose to be exhausted. And this is not everybody, but a lot of stuff that we do, we choose it. You know what I mean? And I get that we have to like do the unlearning of choosing to be exhausted, but that work is so worth it. And what I would really love is to, because my mom is still working now too. And we'll figure out what's going to happen, when her job, whatever they do, they're wicked. But, I want my mom to rest. I want her to rest. I want her to rest peacefully and not worry. I want my auntie to rest. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so much that I want to do. And I know that I don't have the funds to do it right now. But what I can do is use my body as an example, if that makes sense. One above all, hi. But there are some things we can do to get generational wealth. It's true. It just depends on what you want to invest in. No, I agree. And I think for a lot of us, we're now in a place, for a lot of us and some of us, we're in a place where we can start to build generational wealth. But for a lot of us, the first thing we have to do is get rid of debt, right? So for me, I have a lot of student loan debt. And so my just being transparent, my value, I don't even want to say that. My net worth is negative. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to give debt to my kids. You feel me? And so honestly, I'm not even thinking about my student loan debts right now, because that's the only debt that I have is student loans. I'm not thinking about that right now, but I know that I don't want my kids to be in bondage. So even if I can start my kids off at zero, that's still better than where I am. And so for me, that is an example of generational wealth. Does that make sense? Like, and I know it's not the regular standard version of it, but if they are in a better place than I am right now at my age, whenever they're born, like at my age, their age, that's a win. Even if it's them having a net worth of zero coming out the womb, you feel me? Like, and being able to build their own wealth that way. And so wealth for me and them might look different. You see what I'm saying? Like, based on what kind of life they want to live. But if you're not living a life that is really extravagant or expensive, you can be very wealthy. You know what I mean? Like, in a short amount of time. Like, you don't have to be a millionaire to be wealthy. You know what I mean? And I also feel like wealth is about more than just money. I think it's about well-being, your health, your community, your friends, all that stuff. So I still want my kids to be wealthier than me. and not make the same mistakes that I did. Even if my mistakes were very ignorant, my college debt mistakes were very ignorant. It wasn't because I wanted to be rich or wealthy. It's because I wanted to go to school because that's what was told for me to do. Now that I know better, my wealth, my knowledge, right? I can now educate my kids and tell them, you don't have to go to college. You can start your own business. You can go to trade school. You can learn a skill, start your own business and do it that way. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. Zach says, I'm 100% not going to college. Okay. I refuse to go to school for another 4 years. Listen, I feel you. So what are you going to do? I'm just curious. Or what do you want to do? I want to know. Wingo 500 says, we also choose to hustle and grind to take care of our family. Yep. Parents as a thank you, and siblings because they're a sibling. Absolutely. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. So so when I say hustling and grinding, I literally mean like working yourself to the bone. I don't think that's healthy, but I also understand that people have to do it because they ain't got no choice. Just like, again, even historically, like with Black people going to school, like if you look back in the 50s and 60s, Black people had, using air quotes, less wealth than their white counterparts because that's exactly what they did. They got their college degree, came back home, got a job, took care of their parents and their siblings and everybody else. And so their family was doing well, but they had less money than their white counterparts because their white counterparts had generational wealth. You see what I'm saying? So that they didn't need to depend on other people. So yeah, I think that's so admirable. I think that's wonderful. Take care of your people. That's what I plan to do. Shoot. But I just don't want to work myself into the bone because I want to be here while money is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to think of ways. And again, it's a very privileged position to be in. While money is great, I want to make sure that I'm here for my people, if that makes sense. Oh, I'm making sense. Please tell me if I'm not. But yes, Zach says, if I want to sing, I'd rather hire a person that can help me than having to go to school to do the same thing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love to sing. My friends tell me I have the range for a tenor to a bass and can sing really well. I just want to be like one of my favorite music groups, Home Free. Oh, I never heard of Home Free. I have to look them up, but that's awesome. And yes, go for it. I mean, the best time to go be an artist. And I understand that there is like the stigma around being an artist and how it's like, oh, if you're an artist, you're not gonna make no money. That's not true. That's not true. Like you can make a lot of money as an artist. You can teach, you can sell your own art. You can create a world around your art. Like there are other things that you can do to make money as an artist, even if it is like getting a job just to fund your art. You know what I mean? Like, and get it off the ground. But yeah, I agree. You don't have to go to school to do music. And a lot of friends that I know that went to school for music, they ended up hating it. Like they hated it because music is where it's art, right? Like music is to taste. And so when you're teaching someone how to sing a certain way, you're not really leaving room for them to be able to be creative and free, and you're being judged for it and rated for it, which is like, I don't really know how to feel about that. But yeah, you don't have to go to school to do music. I would just say when you graduate, just go all in. Go all in. Like if you have the privilege of being able to maybe stay with your parents to save money, listen, stay with your parents and save money, please. Please don't make this mistake, okay? If you can, and if you can handle it, stay with your parents, save money, make art. Just go all in, just like you would at a school, like with a what do you call it? A schedule. Do that thing. Go all in. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, Wingwolf 500 says you're making perfect sense. Yay. Okay, great. Sailor Girl says, do you know the women who worked as domestic servants back in the day did not earn Social Security? Yes, I did know that. And that's trash. That's garbage. That's garbage. So they had to fight for minimal retirement payouts. Yeah, the system is wicked and broken. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like our ancestors went through so much. It's just garbage. It's trash. Yeah. It's insulting. It's hurtful and it's enraging. And it's like, I don't know. Like I understand back then, like times were different. I just wish that something could have been done to right that. And I don't know what can be done to right that. You feel me? Like today, like, because they're past, you know what I'm saying? Like they're past. And so to me, it's like, you all did them such a disservice. It's so disgusting, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. Like everyone wants to pretend that we're all on an equal playing field and that everything is all peachy keen. And, even talk of reparations, feel how you want to buy reparations. I believe we need reparations. You feel me? Like, and even talking about, oh, you're not a slave, so why should you get reparations? Because my ancestor had to work with no Social Security, no generational wealth. Y'all send them slaves off the field with nothing. I get very impassioned, so let me calm down. But like, it's insulting, and so I just want to do for my people. That's my heart. I just want to do for my people. Zach says, I don't think I really draw that well, but my friends tell me I can draw really well. Listen to your friends. Okay. I know that we're our greatest, we're our greatest worst enemy. Listen to your friends. You're comparing your art to somebody else's probably. You're like, oh, I don't draw as well as them. It don't matter. You draw like you. Like, and there are people with like, and I want to say mediocre. I don't mean mediocre as in bad. I just mean mediocre as in like, they're okay with being in process. They're sharing their art. They're making a living, or they're doing what they want to do. They're making the projects they want to make. And they're winning because their stuff is out there. They're not, they might second guess it, but they're still being brave enough to put it out there. Put it out there. I believe in you. I do. Dear baby Jesus, someone disliked again. You can't please everybody. You can't. There was a time that would really hurt my feelings. I think I posted a video about that. Yeah. How somebody disliked the song I did or a cover I did. And now I'm like, girl, I had fun. You don't have to like it. It's not for you. It's okay. Bless their heart. One above all. Thing is singing. There are so many that do sing. Yes. So you have to have something to offset. Something that maintains the day-to-day while you work on the craft that you're interested in. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, absolutely. For some people, they jump out the window, quit all their jobs and go all in on their music and they win. And that's wonderful, but that's not for everybody. And just like to their liking, not because they can't do it, but because it's just, they want to feel a little more safe. Like, and that's fine. One thing that could really set you apart is your message, your style, you being you are what sets you apart from everybody else. As long as you are yourself, like, you will find your people. Like, it works. Like, you just have to be true to yourself. Who am I? What do I want to say? What do I want to make? And just make it. You know what I mean? Because there will always be people, even with me, there are tons of people who sing better than I can. There are tons of people who talk better than I can, like who can do it without stumbling and remembering all the words. And you know what I mean? Like, and who English is not so hard for, right? Like, there are a lot of people who are doing it better than I am. But because I am myself, you all are here. You all are resonating with this, right? You feel me? And even if you do go to those other people, it doesn't mean anything about me. Like, that's fine. You know what I mean? We can all win. We can all have a slice of the pie. I think it's a lie that, again, capitalism sells, is like, everybody can't win. Why not? Why can't we? But yes, I agree. Like, something day to day while you work on your craft is a really, really good example. Is a really good idea, because you don't want to put all that pressure on your music to make money for you right out the gate. You really want to find your own voice, your own message, your own thing before you put all of it on it, if that makes sense. Or don't listen to me, or one above all, like, go off. But like, I feel like that is really good advice and really good wisdom. So yeah. Crystal, Alecia, you're amazing, Crystal. Please. Thank you. That's very sweet. Wingwell 500, new podcast theme. I don't know. What do you think the theme should be? Please tell me. Zach says, I love how I know full Southern language, and I lived like in the middle of the city. I don't know. I have multiple accents, and my friends say it's funny to talk to me and listening to all my accents. Yes, go with what people are telling you you're good at. Seriously. Praise the Lord, Jesus has rose from the dead and called in Zeus to show the man of fear that just like the video. It's all good. It's fine. It's okay. It's no biggie. So yeah. So like I was saying, I am going on a sabbatical, my friends. Sabbatical. And at least for a month. What do I feel? Fear. I think around scarcity, right? About like, oh, well, what if people don't get it? What if I lose people? What if people don't show up when I show back up, in July? Or, what if, I don't know, what if I fail? Or it's really around like scarcity and like, it's just scarcity. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's this fear about not being seen and therefore not thought about. And it's like out of sight, out of mind that some people have. But I really have to be okay that even if people don't come back, like, I still have to do what's important to me, to honor my body and my mind and my soul and my spirit. You know what I mean? And prayerfully, I'll come back feeling so much like, more energized and ready to make more impact on the world. But I cannot do it if I am exhausted. And so I am going to be obedient. I'm going to listen to my body, even though I don't want to go on a sabbatical. I want to do things. But I will be making music and sharing that music with on Patreon. I'm working on an album. I'll put it out soon. But even then, I'm trying not to give myself hard deadlines, because even if I just lay in bed all day, right? And that sounds crazy, right? It sounds lazy, but I feel like that is revolutionary for me to not do anything at all. I've never not done anything at all. I'm always doing something. Or dreaming of something or planning something. And I don't think I've ever just sat in and not do anything except for that moment in the hotel, sitting in the window and the sun on my legs. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel very inspired by the people that I'm connecting with. Again, Picky Girl Travels the World, Stephanie Perry, Sheeta's on the Loose, and other folks too. But just like these Black women who are just like, girl, I'm doing me, and I'm taking care of myself. And so I'm also when I come back, I'm still going to rethink like the way that I create content, because just doing 3 podcasts a week, 3 videos a week, doing the most, it's just not sustainable. And so I am giving myself permission to not have to work myself into the ground, even with the stuff that I like to make. And I hope that this is encouraging to you to do the same. Like, really check in with yourself. Like, where are you burnt out? You know what I'm saying? And don't wait until you're burnt out to really honor your body and your mind and to honor rest. And when I come back here in July, like, I hope to have more music. I will have more music. I have more conversations. I'll have more content to create. And I really just needed to thank you for helping me flesh this out, because I wrote down notes, but I really just needed to talk it out and to talk it out with other people. And so thank you for being here and talking it out with me. But yeah, I hope this makes sense. Yes, I'm just in a place where I think I just need to rest before I break down. I feel depression nipping at my ankles and I'm like, oh no, sis. Oh, no, you don't. And while my heart is always in creating and doing things and connecting with other people, I really just have to honor myself and my body. You know what I mean? And listen to what my body is saying. So I will be back. I'll be back soon. But in the meantime, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're resting. You're doing well. You're drinking a lot of water, eating all your colors, all those things. And I really would love to hear what you all really dream about. What do you dream about? Maybe you can come back to this video and just write it underneath after this is done, just so you have time to think about it. What do you really dream about? Do you dream of labor? Or do you really dream about what that labor could do for you, right? Meaning helping other people, more free time, more options, more travel, more music, more art. You know what I'm saying? More connection, more community. What do you truly dream about? And how can you really bring those dreams to life? Because I feel if you have those dreams, they're meant to come to life, but they're meant to come to life in a sustainable and healthy way. So take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. Let's see. And I'm going to read these comments. Hold on. Okay. Zach says, I remember one of my favorite YouTubes left and I didn't forget him. And 1 year later, he came back and it felt so good. Oh, yay. Okay. So if someone left for a year, I could do a month, right? I could do a month. And it felt so good. I'm positive that if you took a break from YouTube, all of us will remember you. Oh, don't make me cry. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. Sailor Girl 05 says, my oldest granddaughter is a creative, dance, photography, and video production. That's really cool. Her dream is to perform, work on Broadway. Yes, she will be the first in my family to follow her passion. And you did that. You did that. You did that. You created the way. Round of applause. Okay. I'm sure we're all cheering at home, but yes, and you allowed, you did that thing so she could follow her dream, follow her passion. And so I'm sending my heart out to you. You're gonna make me cry. I feel like I'm so emotional, but I think that's absolutely beautiful. And you are goals. I want to set my grandkids up so that they can pursue their passions and their dreams too. You know what I mean? So shout out to you. Wingwolf 500 says, you deserve the break. We'll be here when you return. And Alecia rants would be interesting. Alecia rant sounds actually really good because y'all know I be ranting. Y'all know. So yeah, that sounds good. Zach, in all honesty, I've been a bit depressed in the last couple of days. I thought about how it would be better to live in rejoice up in heaven than living in a corrupt planet. I'm Zach. Samesies. Samesies. So I struggle with depression too. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm glad that you're brave enough to share it. I would say if you have access to counseling, to go to counseling for sure. But also understand your heaviness, your ability to see how corrupt this world is a gift. And it's a very heavy gift because it really kind of opens you up emotionally. It's very raw and you can see how the world affects other people. And so, yeah, that's a really heavy cross to bear. And, but yes, make sure you have outlets. Make sure I would suggest even creating a playlist for when you feel depressed, turning off social media. A lot of the stuff that I've been taking, stuff I've been taking in, hasn't been healthy. Again, about the whole bonnet situation, even that was exhausting to me. And I really need to start watching what I'm taking in because it is depressing. And I had a news app on my phone, and like every 5 minutes, it's like, oh, there was a shooting here and a shooting there, and a car blew up in PG. And I'm just like, I can't. I'm sad it's happening, but I cannot. I don't think any person is supposed to be that connected, and being that connected can drain you for sure. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? Make sure you're taking care of yourself and being able to find like the beautiful things here in life too to hold on to. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not a therapist, but I do recommend therapy for everybody. I need to go back to therapy myself, so I see you. Okay, I just want to say I see you. Zach says, but we're here for a reason, and we need to stay positive with it. We must spread the gospel. I mean, that's true. That's true. And also understand you don't have to always be positive. You can be honest. You know, when you read the Bible, I hate this like toxic positivity thing that people, oh, I have to be positive. I have to be happy. You can be sad and you can lament. Like you can like Lamentations, you know what I'm saying? You can, or David talking about like, David is my guy, because he'd be like, Lord, life sucks. These people suck. I'm sick of this. I'm tired of this. You know, look at Job. Like, what the heck did I do? You feel me? Like, there's so many stories in the Bible. Even Jesus himself was depressed. Jesus himself, like Jesus the Christ, you know what I mean, was depressed. And so I think, here goes the Wi-Fi acting up again. Of course, it wants to act up when I'm saying this. Okay. But okay, now we're back. Okay, cool. But yes, like Jesus was depressed himself. And I feel like we have to give ourselves grace to feel our feelings. Feel your feelings. What you feel is valid. And you shouldn't have to rush to be like, oh, I need to hurry up and feel happy. No. You feel those feelings for a reason. Like give yourself space and time to feel those things and then deal with them accordingly. Deal with them healthily, if that makes sense. Yes, that is awesome. Taylor Girl 05 again. Yes, of course. Okay. Yeah. I would definitely recommend, and again, I see you and how you feel is valid for sure. But yes, counseling for sure. Nothing's wrong with counseling. Nothing's wrong with therapy. You know, you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your mind. Yeah. And you are here for a reason. You know what I mean? But be sure to like really check in with someone about those feelings, because I struggle with the same. Not wanting to be here. I totally get it. I totally understand it. Sometimes life can just suck. Life can just suck. And yeah, yeah. So I'm sending you a lot of love, So yes, I hope this was helpful. I know we ranted. We talked about a lot of things. I don't dream of labor, or I did dream of labor, and that's the problem. I dreamt of labor, and I don't dream of labor. Like I said, I dream of revolution, dream of revolution. There goes my stutter. I dream of revolution. I dream of change and impact and love and health, and not just for me, but for my people. And I can't do that if I'm not well rested and taken care of. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go take care of myself, because like Zach, listen, depression will knock you down. Okay, Miles, yes. Or call this number when you're feeling that way. Yeah. Be sure nothing's wrong with asking for help. You know what I mean? You're not crazy. You're not crazy. This life is hard. Okay. Life is difficult. So yes. Of course. No problem. But yes, it's my heart's desire that you are well and happy and whole. And yeah, y'all take care of yourselves. I love you. I will talk to you all next month. Okay, we're doing this thing. But yes, I will talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out with me. And yeah, I'll talk to you all in a month. All right. Bye. Have a good night, everybody. Yay. Oh, wait. Before we leave, I got to shout everybody out for being here. Of course. Duh. Here we go. Zach, Riding Miles. Even if you're not here anymore, it's okay. AJ is road tripping. Picky Girl travels the world. Sweetness House. Let's see. Riding Miles again. One Above All. Peculiar Glow. Picky Girl travels the world. I think I said that already. It's okay. We'll go twice. Sailor Girl 05. Let's see. Cantrice M. Yay. Wing Will 500. Shout out to you for being here. Let's see. I think okay. That's so handy. Crystal, thank you for being here. I don't know if you want me to share your name or not, but Crystal, thank you so much for being here. One Above All. I think we got everybody. All right. Yes, we got everybody. All right. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Love you guys again. And I'll talk to you all next month. Bye. Yay.